This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay Emo, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Tuesday night, October the 3rd. Yes, it's October. If you're new, here's what you should... Quiet. All right, everything's going crazy already. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks everyone for being here. Tuesday night is my... it's not rush, but it's my shorter night. I can't go an hour 5 or hour 10 like I did yesterday because this is the night where I have to be sitting in my church by midnight for my weekly prayer hour. So as we get started, moderators, thank you in advance. Do what you need to do to keep this a very safe space. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks to you for your constant support, and to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world. Thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here, I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So as we get going, as always, I invite you to do a few things so you can get involved. You can subscribe so you can get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos whenever I release them. You can also like the video. There are 25 of you. Oh, so we actually didn't hit the 30 mark today. Maybe because it's always 11 o'clock. Maybe because there's no game tonight, whatever it may be. But there's 25 of you in here. And actually, we hit the 50% mark already. So we're done. No need to like, no, just kidding. Like the video anyways. And hopefully those numbers creep up as we go. But we'll see. I'm still happy with whoever is here with me on a Tuesday night. So you can like the video. You can subscribe. You can obviously leave a donation. Get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership, which is the same as a $5 donation, and it gets someone free franchise membership for a month, which is pretty cool. You can also buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership, and you can always, if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Now, for tonight, I want to do a couple things. I want to talk about the line combinations that we're likely going to see, D pairings, the lineup that we're basically going to see in Abbotsford tomorrow as the Canucks host the Seattle Kraken in their penultimate, you guys know that's my favorite word, penultimate, in their penultimate preseason game. And then they got one more on Friday at home against Calgary. By the way, I still have 2 pairs of tickets for that if you want to go, let me know. And then I want to talk a bit about Frank Seravalli's appearance on Sekeres and Price. I want to talk about I'm Just Here for the Riot, that documentary, the 30 for 30 that I'm in. And then we'll end off by talking about expectations. So quick, a few minutes on each of these 3 or 4 topics. Then I'll throw it over to you and for the last 15, 20 minutes. And then I'll go to church. Perfect. Sounds like a good night to me. And then as we get going, Adam says hello. Thank you, fangirl. Say hello back to us. Yesterday, I did share the 40th. Was it last night or 2 nights ago? I shared my video, my 40th birthday. Kind of self-serving, but whatever. Jason, the 40th birthday video was very good. I watched the whole thing, all 30 minutes. Some great laughs. Thank you, Jason, for doing that, for watching that whole thing. I apologize for the half an hour of your life you're never going to get back. But I think you'd agree with me, Jason, that almost all of the speeches were very good. Most of them were hilarious. Some of them went with a more sentimental approach. Jason, let me know which speech or which person stood out to you the most. I had Marie and Ariel singing "Happy Birthday" to me. Like, how can't get any better than that. And so thank you, Jason, for taking the time to watch that. And we also have Get Wrecked. Love the name. I'm not sure what happens on your channel, but love your show, Clay. Thank you, Get Wrecked. I love the fact that you love the show as well. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate everyone being here for sure. So let's start by talking about the way that the Canucks likely are going to line up tomorrow in Abbotsford as the Canucks host the Seattle Kraken once again in their penultimate preseason game. Penultimate meaning second to last. You guys probably figured that out by now. You guys know how much I love that word. Yes, Pettersson was sick for the second straight day, and Tocchet said he will not play in Abbotsford tomorrow. So really, if Mikheyev, if PD is sick and Mikheyev is still not ready for contact, then you already have your forward lines. You have Studnicka centering the first line with Kuzmenko and Bovenlander. It's okay. It's a preseason game. Yeah, he basically just takes PD's spot. You have Miller with Besser and PDG. You have Suter, Garland, and Joshua, who takes Hoglander's spot. And then you have Aman, Bluger, and Hoglander. So this is what happens. Studnicka goes up from the fourth line to the first line. Then Hoglander drops down from the third to the fourth line. And then Joshua jumps in from a healthy scratch to being on the third line. Ilya Mikheyev will not play tomorrow night. Then on D, sure, they lined up Hughes, McWard, Susie, Hronek, Cole Myers. But my guess is they're going to have these three guys, Willander, Breezeball, and Juleson play because it's Abbotsford and it's not the last preseason game. It's the penultimate preseason game. And then my guess is you actually sit any of these five guys, not McCord, but you sit Hughes, Susie, Hronek, Kohler, Myers. It makes sense to actually sit an entire pair, but instead of one from each. But basically, you're sitting three D-men. I think you see Willander, Breezeball, and Juleson in just as a one last audition, and then you send one, if not two of them, down for the start of the season. I expect DeSmith to start tomorrow. Then I expect Demko to start at home on Friday. But what do I know? So there we go. That is the lineup for tomorrow. By the way, anyone in the chat going to the Abbotsford game, let me know. Type it in the chat if you are going to the Abbotsford game. I would love to know. I'm not going. It's Wednesday night's my church night, but I would love to know if any of you guys are going to the game tomorrow. And then if you are, then I will rely on your scouting report. Rely on your scouting report for tomorrow night's show. So there we go. That is the lineup that you will see tomorrow in Abbotsford. Now, Frank Seravalli of Daily Faceoff, he was on Harris and Price earlier today, and two very interesting things. Actually, he said a few interesting things. He said Thatcher Demko is his pick for the Vezina, which is pretty cool. He said that Demko admitted to him on his podcast that he basically had a torn groin last year, did not require surgery, but that's why he had such a poor start to the season, and then of course we saw what happened. We saw that it got worse, substantially worse, in that game against Florida in early December. So, Kaya, you're going to the game tomorrow. That's awesome. That is awesome. So that was interesting what he said about Demko. He also said that he talked to Ian Cole. And Ian Cole, he basically said, you played on so many good teams, Tampa, Colorado, Pittsburgh. Why, if you can easily pick any team you want, you're a sought-after veteran, a steadying force on the blue line, and you could go to any team you want, especially Stanley Cup contender. Why are you... It's okay, Kaya. Why'd you choose the Canucks if you basically had the pick of the litter? I'm sure what the Canucks offered him helped a little bit, but he said he believes that the way that Rutherford and Alvin were talking, that they're sick of the losing, and he wants to be part of the turnaround here. So there we go. Maybe, if guys like, again, the money and the term probably helps for some of these guys, but there's a reason why Cole and Susie and Bluger and Suter, all free agent guys. There's a reason why they chose to come here. So maybe there you go. You guys are saying no more excuses. So maybe this is the year that the Canucks turn around. I'm going to get to that in a second for sure. But before I do that, I want to tell you quickly a bit about this. Now, this is something that I was hinting at for the past year and a half, and now we can finally talk about it in earnest. You guys know that I'm Just Here for the Riot is here in Vancouver now as part of the Vancouver International Film Festival. It debuted in May in Toronto at the Hot Docs Festival, and now it's here. It had a sold-out show yesterday It had is gonna have a sold out show on Thursday night, and then there's one more showing on Sunday. No, this is the film. You can see ESPN. It's going to be on 30 for 30. So it's going to debut on ESPN next summer, which is pretty cool. You might remember that 2 years ago, around Christmas time 2021, I was hinting that I got to do a really neat project. And yes, it was this. I'm Just Here for the Riot. And it's released. It's an 80-minute documentary. It's very good. I saw it back in May, and I'm actually going to go see it on Sunday. So if you are around, go to VIFF.org, Vancouver International Film Festival.org, and you can buy tickets very reasonable. I think they're $18 for adults, $14 for students. It's a wonderful film, stunning imagery, video and pictures, and they interview guys like Roberto Longo, Don Taylor, and some schmuck named Canuck Clay. So yes, I think if I remember, I'm in 3 different scenes. They're all very quick interview scenes, but I am in 3 different scenes. I think it's 3. So hopefully, if you're around, come, go watch it on Sunday. I'm going to be there. I bought 2 tickets, but none of my family members wants to come with me because not they don't want to come, but they've already seen it, and I'm not going to drag them out there. So I may actually offer to take one of my subscribers or viewers. I haven't decided yet because I'm very careful how I say this. It's not like if I can't find anyone else, then I'll just give it to someone on the stream. There's a couple of people in mind that my godson I'm thinking about taking first. But if that doesn't work out, or if I have a change of heart, I may actually take someone from the stream. And I don't know if this is worth doing a wheel of names, because what if no one enters? Can you imagine? Oh, go watch I'm Just Here for the Riot with Canuck Clay, and then I put up the entry form and no one enters. That'll be a little bit embarrassing. Maybe that's a good ego check for me. I was talking about how big my ego was yesterday. So let's see. Or maybe I just end up buying more tickets. Maybe I buy 2 tickets as prizes and give those away. Okay. Some options I will think about. But yes, fitness. I am in the movie. I have 3 talking head scenes, which is pretty cool. So that's Kat Jamie's Instagram page. Actually, I want to see. I put it up on my. Oh, there. You can see that. Good thing nothing bad came up. It was a doggy picture, which is good. Okay, so on my story, so there's my church. So this is my Instagram. So here, I said I'm just here for the riot. You can still get tickets. And then here's a picture of me last year when I was doing actually a year and a half ago when I was doing the filming. And then there's Kat and Asia, the 2 directors. So check it out. I'm Just Here for the Riot. That is on Sunday at the Vancouver Playhouse, which is, I believe, connected to or very close to the Queen Elizabeth Theatre, if I'm not mistaken. Now, finally, I want to talk about expectations. Let's close this poll now and see what you guys had to say. And I basically said, no, fitness is not online yet because it's not been released yet. I think it'll come out online probably next year because it hasn't even been on ESPN just yet. So I said, what are your expectations for this Canucks team this season? And I know I ask this all the time, but now we've seen 4 preseason games. We've seen what our lineup's going to be like, basically, give or take 1 or 2 players. So I said, what are your expectations for the Canucks team this season? 35% of you say wild card spot, but 32% of you say not even close. So that's not great. So this basically equal percentages there. They're off by 1 person. 35% of you are saying a wild card. 32 of you are saying not even close. 16% of you are saying barely missed the playoffs. And then only 15% of you are saying top 3 in Pacific. So you add those percentages together. Remember, YouTube doesn't like rounding up to 100 for some reason. So 50% of you said they're going to make the playoffs. You either said top 3 or wild card. And then 48% of you, I'm not sure how that math works, says miss the playoffs or not even close. So really, what we're talking about is a 50-50 split. A 50-50 split. And I think that's fair because all the predictions out there, projections, have the Canucks listed anywhere between a 45 to 55% chance of making the playoffs. Now, I'm not going to sorry, let's try that again. I'm not going to tell you what to think. I'm not going to tell you what your expectations are. I just know that last year I got a little excited. I said the Canucks would finish third in the Pacific. Well, that sure turned out. And I'm even more optimistic about the team this year. So that doesn't mean I think they're going to finish higher than third. I'm going to temper my expectations, but I do think that they will make the playoffs. I really do. And I know that a lot of things have to go right. I've been saying this for the past 4 months. Their penalty kill has to be better. They got to be better defensively. Demko has to stay healthy, blah, 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 blah. But I do think that they're stronger at every position. DeSmith is way better than Martin and Delia. And you're getting a healthy Demko, which you can't understate. So I think goaltending is going to be the strength of this team. I really do. You could argue that the defense is better. Hughes is going to be more assertive. And Hronik was basically a new addition. He played 4 games. So you're basically bringing in Hronik, Susie, and Myers for OEL, Bear, Shannon, Stillman. I take that. Up front, you lose Pearson, but you brought in Bluger, and you brought in Suter. So that's kind of the biggest change up front. So I think you could argue that the teams are a bit better the team is a bit better in all 3 positions. But what are your expectations realistically? And that's what I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to throw it to you in a couple minutes. So yeah, what are your expectations for the season? And tell me why. So don't just say, "Oh, they're going to win the division," and then don't back it up. Or don't say though that they're going to crash and burn without backing it up. I want to know. I want to know not only is what are your expectations, and tell me why. Tell me why. And you got to do it within 200 characters somehow. So let's do that in about a minute or 2 minutes. I will ask you for that. But don't press enter yet because I won't read it. I won't read it. Oh, I will. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's not as busy tonight, so we'll see how we do. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training weight loss. Check them out at ptforum.com. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of that fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link, tinyurl.com/VessiClay. Receive a free pair of socks off of your next Vessi order. A couple other announcements. Don't forget my 12-hour live stream on October the 14th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Don't forget, if you're looking to buy Canucks tickets, send me an email, canuckclay@gmail.com. My shows this week are also Wednesday and Thursday at 11 p.m. And Legend and Hall of Fame, don't forget our next group Zoom chat, Thanksgiving Monday night at 8:30 p.m., right before Canucks After Dark, which is right before my own show. That Thanksgiving Monday is going to be a busy one. Actually, I might not do my own show that night. No, I better. Okay, I'll worry about it later. Also, mid-show reminder to you to subscribe, to like the video, to leave a donation. We have gotten skunked. So that's a hint. If you want to be the person who gets the donation train out of the station tonight, either by giving your own donation or by gifting a membership, be the hero, be the one to do that. No big deal. If not, you can also get your own membership, upgrade your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Friends, I'm going to turn it over to you now. What are your expectations for this season? And tell me why. Tell me why. And let's go. And don't forget, we're looking for the first person to donate tonight. Fitness. For those that voted they'll make the playoffs, what if Peter Hughes missed significant time this season? Will you still feel confident about the playoffs, or would you say there's no chance? That's a great question. Not sure that they have the depth to sustain a lengthy absence by either of those two players. I have little expectation for Vancouver. If it's not a wild card, it's just out of the wild card because injuries can happen fast and can pile up, leaving us shorthanded. Very good. See, I love it when you guys put thought behind your answers. They're so much better. Canucks squeak in. Depth is the reason why they couldn't make the playoffs the last few years. Seemed like anyone that got hurt in the last 5 years killed us. This year we can endure injuries better. I like that, Witten. Thank you. I see the Canucks as a potential playoff team with a stronger non-Demko backup in the Smith and blue line. They play a wide mix of teams from 11 October 11 Pacific time. Yes, thank you for adding Pacific time. But yes, I agree with you, David. I'm expecting them to make the playoffs. Since Taka took over, they definitely see a turf to do better. What does that mean? They added key players to the team and have clearly improved on defense. Agree. Angelo from the Philippines says missed the playoffs. We're top 3 or not in playoffs. Oh, so it's feast or famine for you. I cannot highlight it, but on the screen, but I can certainly recognize it. So we do get the donation train out of the station. Thanks to the good sir Adam Lee. Adam Lee gifts a membership, and it goes to Jaskarin. So yet another month of Jaskarin pleading for my Quinn Hughes jersey, which actually he hasn't done recently, and I shouldn't have said anything. But welcome back to CCC Jaskarin, and thank you very much, Adam, for your generosity. Let's give both of them some love in the chat for sure. Jaskarin says, I'm just really excited for the season to start. Me too. Expectations for Canucks wild card and upsetting Vegas in round 1. I love it. I think we're getting second in the Pacific behind Vegas. Oilers looked feeble last game. Yeah, but they didn't have their full lineup. Cali teams are dead in the water, except for LA. Seattle is on an expansion team. Flames are a joke. Wow, fitness. Yeah, fitness is you're interesting because sometimes you call me out, or at least you challenge me on my optimism. Yet you are saying they're second in the Pacific. Wow, fine with me. How confident McGord makes roster, and if he does, he will shock people. Yeah, I'm confident. By the way, Edmund, I just realized you're in Seattle for all the wrestling stuff. That's pretty cool. Wildcard, Demko will hopefully be healthy all season. They should have better defense and structure as well as better PK. I agree. And Viper, where are you watching from? I saw that you said you like these streams because it helps you pass the time away at work. So where do you work, if you're allowed to say? And more importantly, where are you coming from? Justin, I expect them to be in the playoffs, but there's a lot to go right. A lot has to go right, and the Canucks haven't really had a lot go right in the last 5 years, especially when it comes to long losing streaks and injuries. Yep, totally agree with you, Justin. I didn't mean to see a turf. I meant to say started to my bad. Still, Kaya, hard to understand, but I think I know what you're getting at. Garland Pokozin for Pesci is rumored. Wow. That would be a huge upgrade to our defense. Who rumored that? DSS says in playoffs. Jasker says we make the playoffs. Adam, yes, gets the train going. Thank you. Breakaway Books. I expect them to float around the wild card all season and get in. Besser the playmaker. Who knew? 4 assists. Quinn's a revelation. Pettersson Selke trophy winner in waiting. The adds to D will drive play. Like it all. Love the optimism there for sure. Yes, let's give some love to Adam for sure. I only going to ask once in a while, Clay, because people don't seem to like it all. Jasker, who cares what people? Well, I care. I mean, it doesn't matter. Go ahead. You're asking me. You're not asking them to give you their jersey. You're asking me. So you can ask me anytime, Jasker. We're cool like that. 20K Clay. Well, I got to get to 10,200 first, but I'm getting there. When I see the practice lines posted on Twitter this morning without Pettersson, they look very bad. Yeah, Studnicka's a bit of a drop-off, wouldn't you say? We're one Demko or PD injury away from a lost season, in my opinion, and that's scary considering how much they depend on those guys. Pacific is still strong. All fair. Should the Canucks consider streaming the game on YouTube or Twitter tomorrow, since it's not on TV, probably due to Abbotsford Center, only be equipped for HLTV, not Sportsnet? Yeah, I think Canucks fans would be very interested, and maybe they will, because they have streamed from Abbotsford before. I'm feeling better about the Canucks with Tocchet behind the bench as I see the team listening to Tocchet and doing more practicing. Demko is a great goalie. Yes, I agree with you, Shannon. Adam Hype, welcome back to membership, Jaskrin. I agree with that. All my expectations are playoffs till second or third round. I like it, Taylor. I like it. I hope you feel better too, by the way. I saw that you weren't feeling well. Let's just say I work in an entertainment industry that doesn't close. What? Well, Viper, my mind races to one type of industry, but I'm not sure that my mind should be racing there, especially if I'm going to church in about half an hour. But not here to judge, just that you don't judge me. Awesome, Viper. Glad that you are here, and that's great. Actually, I think I might know who you are. Just Viper, just tell me if you're local. You don't have to tell me where you work, and don't worry, I'm not going to show up there, because if you're who I think you are, then I already know. But if you're not local, then I have no idea who you are. How's that for some intrigue? Dun dun dun. Started to is what I meant to say. Sorry for my terrible punctuation. It's all right. It happens to the best of us. Hey, Lyndon. I said Vancouver Canucks will be number 1 in the Pacific. DSS. I like it. I'm concerned for pods. What about you? Getting there. I won't say Tage Thompson anymore because Fitness got mad at me last night. All love Fitness, but getting there. But he's still in his ELC. I say they either squeak in barely or they miss by a bunch. Nothing else. Yeah, there you go. There's that feast or famine. Adult based, but not that way. Okay, now I'm really confused. And I see later you say, Viper, that you're in the Lower Mainland. So let's put it this way, Viper. Have I spoken to you at a Canucks game in the last year and a half or so? Because if your answer is yes, then I think I know who you are. It's not so much about how good we are, just how bad the division is. If they play to their potential, I think they're second best team. And that we edged the Kings by a few points. Impressive. I think we are a wildcard team. Reason his expectations last year were destroyed. Yeah, they did not go. Okay, Viper, we haven't met before, so you're not who I think you are. Yeah, the expectations were bad last year. Yeah, a great point by Ricky. The voice of reason. Any team can suffer injuries, not just Vancouver. Yes. I'm excited that the Raptors are in town. Yeah, I forgot about that. Is PD injured or is he just not playing just to rest? Well, they said he was under the weather. So third, there, I'm sure he'll get one more day off tomorrow and then back on the ice for Thursday for Friday. Full year of new coaches doesn't close. Viper, pretty sure that means I see the Canucks being number 1 in the Pacific. I think I read that already. Viper will show up to your workout. Jasker, I don't think you're old enough to do that. And Viper says fitness is correct. So what is that? That's I don't even know what those 2 emojis are. Is that a casino? Oh, that's a slot. I couldn't see that. Okay, slot machine. That makes sense then. Viper, which one? Wait a sec. How are you watching these streams when you're working at a casino? I hope you're not one of the dealers right now and you have my stream on the table, the blackjack table. Hey, Canuck Clay, do you think Brock Besser hurt his back so bad and that's why he improved the rest of his game because maybe it still bugs him to shoot the puck like he used to? Hell of a shot. Interesting question. No, it was a bad injury, but I think he's just working on all parts of his game. Maybe his back would never be 100%, but I don't think it's brutal. I think he wanted to work on all elements of his game. Anyways, great point. Great question. How do you say making the team but not going off on waivers? Who do you say making the team? I see what you're saying. I think Niels Oman will get sent down, and then Juleson or Breezewell will get sent down, and Niels Oman doesn't require waivers, and I don't think anyone's going to claim Juleson or Breezewell. Is Pods a late bloomer? I sure hope so. He's better than Vertanen in attitude and work. That's the thing. He's got such a good work ethic that I really think he will succeed. I really do. No, we haven't met before. I don't believe they'll make it. I believe they're still one quality D-man away. That's fair, Sheldon. That's fair. Viper is a YouTuber streamer Fortnite. I honestly think we're better than the Kings. Yeah, a few people are saying that. I really hope Hronek resigns here. I love him on this team. Don't think he gets enough talk around the league for how good he is. Yeah, Cole, he is my pick for sleeper and like breakout candidate, kind of below the top tier player on this team, but going to be very important. I think Rathbone will be gone. I think Dollywall was talking about him wanting a trade. Woo, I'm not so sure. Kings goaltending, a big question. That's fair. My kids play Fortnite. I personally haven't played it. Oh, so you don't have to have kids. Very good. Friday will be entire lineup. I think so. I'd be pretty surprised and upset if they missed the playoffs. They clearly improved a lot, so I'd be kind of disappointed. That's totally fair. Yes, Lyndon, I saw you said casino 3 times. Do you want me to read every single comment or what? Or are you saying I missed them all? Well, someone else said casino too. So it's true that every team gets injuries, but only one team has Canuck luck. That's true. There can only be one. Do you think it's possible that DPD and Lekaramaki join Abbotsford at the end of this season? Ooh. Yeah, that's a really good point, depending on their seasons. That's a good point. That'd be nice, Fangirl. Close the door, Jake. How much should we blame Vertanen for not closing the door on the Besser injury? I don't know. It's such a fluke injury, and any player could do that. I don't know. I don't blame him. Hey, Chris, nice to see you. Do I think PD is sick or injured? Hopefully it's sick. I think it's sick. I really do. Third in Pacific or wild card. Do you think the Canucks will claim anyone off waivers? I don't, JS. I really don't. Sleeper candidate is Ian Cole. It's fine with me. There's an article saying Pods can't be recalled later if he doesn't make the opening roster due to his performance bonuses hitting the cap. Is that a reason for concern? What? Really? Is that true, Justin, that we can't call him up at all this season? Then I would find that hard to believe that he has to spend the whole season in Abbotsford. But yeah, Justin, point me to that article. Do I see all these one-year deals get a contract next season? Too early to say, DSS. I think they talk about that. Usually, though, one-year contracts most likely go as opposed to stay. But we'll see. Sometimes you take a little less to stay somewhere you like. Hronek was the only real stand-up player versus Seattle. Good to know. I hope Connor Garland gets 20 goals. We trade at the trade deadline. Sorry, Clay. No, it's good. Oh, but yeah, no, all good. Yeah, Garland could be a trade chip, although he's got more than a year left on his contract. Hughes was like he's going to be PD from last season. Maybe not 102, but I see 90. Yeah, I could see between 85 and 90 points for Hughes. Watch the 40-year-old roast. Thank you, Fitness. Then checked out some 2010 Olympic vids that were queued up next. Great videos, very nice. Yeah, thank you for watching the roast, Fitness, and that the Olympic vlogs were how I got my feet wet in vlogging. So thank you for watching those. I did daily videos during the Winter Olympics. Best or injury equals Canuck luck. Usually performance bonuses go to the next season's cap hit, not this season. That's true. I mean, feeling under the weather, I'm pretty sure that means sick. I hope so. Vasily is officially in Abbotsford for the entire season. Yeah, I did not know that. Even if he can't come back up, it's good for Pods to try. Improving in Abbey. Bedard officially didn't score on a goalie in 2 preseason games. He made some really nice moves, though. There's the Canucks Army. Won't be able to call it. Okay, I will check that out. Thank you, Justin. I will click on that so I can read that later. Thanks a lot. Hope Petey gets 115, Huggy 100, and Kuzi 90. That's great. That's a little optimistic, Taylor, but we'll see. I hate how much they keep posting Bedard. He tries to dangle the defense, which works, but the goalie saves the shot. They still end up posting. Yeah, but some of the deeks are pretty sick, don't you think? Hey, Tyler. Paz can't get called up because of salary cap. We have to pay his performance bonus, so he either makes opening roster or multiple injuries have to happen to play. Thank you, Witten. Okay, well, so I guess he's resigned to a year in Abbotsford then. Thanks. Clay, I see you met a family member of mine. Give you a hint. 27th and 28th games. Well, are you talking about October 27 and 28? Then those happen in the future, so I haven't met them yet. Unless you're talking about September. Well, that doesn't make sense. Because I didn't go to the games in September 27 and 28. I don't think there were even games on 20. I'm confused. Lyndon. One thing I found funny is they were titled video blogs instead of vlogs, as nobody. Yeah, Fitness. Great observation. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the time. You're not going to get back. Well, we're up to 84 people, and I gotta shut this down in 5 minutes. I think I've said this before, but Pod still has a chance in Vancouver. I agree with you. I was shocked too. I'm afraid that if that's the case, it has cap implications. It could harm Pod's development for a whole year being buried down there. Unless you give him a full year to marinate down there, Justin, hopefully dominate and get 18 to 20 minutes of ice time instead of 10 or 11 up here. Okay, that's good to know. That's a big story, actually. Do I think Josh Anderson would be a good fit? Yeah, I do like Josh Anderson, but what is he? He must be under contract somewhere, right? If the Canucks are in good shape before the trade deadline, who do you see can come on our team? DSS, that's very hard for me to say because I don't know who's unrestricted free agents and I don't know which teams will be out of the playoff race right now. I think it's nice to think about, but I don't have an answer for you. The article says, as in, the Canucks are almost certainly going to recall Podkolzin back to Vancouver as they set their official season. Interesting. So at least you start him here. Oh, that's interesting. So you don't play him for the 2 remaining preseason games, but then you bring them up. Okay, I have to read the article. I sold them. But I don't think I sold both games to the same person. Lyndon. Someone was asking me about them, but they never pulled the trigger on both games if we're talking about the same person. Someone was asking. But yeah, if it's who we're both talking about. Okay. If his initials are MS, then we're talking about the same person. But he never confirmed with me. Tyler, they're talking about tomorrow's game not going to be televised. Just read it. They can't call him up unless they're injuries. Okay. Always injuries though. I want Hogs to succeed. Yes, he can be a good player for sure. Give Pods a role. Pods is buried in minors. They can't call him up. He will ask for a trade. I hope not. I think that's a little early. Yeah, Chris says, I don't believe so. Who do you say that has a second chance to make the team from the AHL? Well, any of those guys can get called up. I see a guy like Podkolzin if he's allowed to, but you guys just told me that's very interesting. Maybe Aturatu gets a look this year. Maybe. Montreal might have put Anderson on waivers. I have not seen that, but let me know. If Hoglander, Rathbone, and Pods don't work here, do you think combination then will be traded? Well, Hoglander will work here. Pods likely will. I think, yeah, and what are you going to get for Rathbone? I guess that's the whole point is you do have to package him as opposed to just trade him outright because you're not going to get anything for him right now. TW. Okay, Lyndon, I will look up TW's initials later. Thank you. Now I'm intrigued because I didn't sell both games to a TW. I did sell one game, but I can't remember if the initials were TW. Okay. Gotcha. They just told me they're going to a game around that date. So maybe not both games. That makes way more sense. Why not televise? Tyler, Fangirl mentioned that maybe they're not set up for that right now, but they are set up for streaming because they've streamed games from Abbotsford before. So maybe they'll do that. I hope Pods is a late bloomer. There are many star players in the NHL that took a few years to develop. I agree. I expect the team to be much better defensive wise and score more goals and not lose. That's the wish. Yes, we find out about Bernard Docker tomorrow morning because the Sens announced it last night, but they hadn't put him on waivers yet. They technically placed him on waivers this morning, and then by 9 a.m. you find out who's going on waivers that day, and by 11 a.m. you find out which players have been claimed. Favorite Canucks theme podcast? Well, Clay's Canucks commentary. And then I would say Canucks After Dark, and then Game Over Vancouver. I'm just kidding. Obviously, I'm going to pick the ones that I'm involved in. I think I like them all. I think I like the Vancast when it was running, but it's defunct now. I don't listen to all of them, but I do think Canucks Conversation. I really have a huge respect for Faber and Quads, two really good guys. I check out most, but not all episodes of Rink Wide. And then some of the smaller ones are good too. Locked On Canucks. And some of the video creators as well. So there's a lot of room here in Vancouver for good podcasts. I put this show up as a podcast, but I get more views than I do listens, if that makes sense. So for me, I want to be the best YouTube show that I just put up as a podcast. I don't tailor it to the podcast crowd. Everything I do is tailored to the visual YouTube crowd, and that's my goal. Will they claim Docker? I don't think he drops to them, even if they do. Having a good PK might be the key to stay competitive. Yes. If Vasili's buried in Abbey all year, that is going to be awful for his development. No, not if he gets 19 or 20 minutes. I wonder if that's the case. They recall Pods as part of the official opening at roster, submit to league, and then send him on down. No waivers needed, and then do the switch. That's, Justin, exactly what I think they're going to do. I really do. Yeah, because there's a lot of people that are a lot smarter than me and us that are I'm sure have all those things worked out already. That's really, really good though. That Canucks Army posted that article. Yeah, Sportsnet 650 will carry it for sure. Assigning Pods to Abbey, they're still able to call him up and line up for game one, just not play him. Therefore, get rid of this clause. Yep, very good. Canucks fans are so harsh. Usually it takes a player 2 to 5 years. That's true. It's just that he was picked so high. I like this one and Canucks Talk. Yeah, Canucks Talk's good. Thank you, Fitness. I appreciate that. Devil's advocates. Should this team miss the playoffs by a decent margin, what do you really expect will happen to this roster? I think they'll blow it up. I really do. Because they all the signings they made this year were to make it in the playoffs. And your PD probably won't re-sign after 1 year. So you might Matthew Tkachuk him and trade him. And then, yeah, I just think you're wasting the prime years of Pettersson, Hughes, and Demko. So if they miss by a decent margin, it's going to be ugly, Eskimo. It's going to be ugly. I do know Lego Rocks. He's great. He's really good. Sakaris and Price, Donnie and Dolly are good Canucks YouTube channel. Yes, but those two are like Donnie and Dolly's primarily TV show on Czech. Sakaris and Price is primarily a podcast, but yes, I do watch a lot of the clips that they post. But they don't. My point is they don't post all of their interviews because that's not their forte. But yeah, I do like watching what they're doing. Absolutely. Big game Friday night. Lions playing for first place. Absolutely. All right, guys. I got 1 more minute, then I got to wrap up. I only watch interviews for Scares Price. I can't stand them when they just talk. Yeah, Viper. That's the thing is that's why I don't listen. Not with them for a lot of these. I don't watch their whole show. Listen to their whole show. I just watch the interviews that they post on YouTube because I'm on YouTube way more than I'm on listening to podcasts. If they miss by a few points, then I think that's the worst place to be. Quite frankly, we'll see. Yes, we need PD to stay, Sarah. And I'm going to end with this one because I do have to go. How is the rehab going? Sanjeet, it's going fine. I'm in week 8. I can partially weight bear, but I was told not to. So I'm going to get a second opinion. But I feel good. I can stand up now in the walking boot. I can partially weight bear with crutches. But I don't want to disobey my orthopedic surgeon. But I feel like 12 weeks, 6 weeks cast, 6 weeks walking boot is a little bit too long. So I'm going to seek out a couple second opinions and go from there. But I appreciate you asking. All right, friends, I got to go only because this is the night where I can't be late and I have to cut it off by the 45-minute mark for sure because I need to get to my church. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Andrew Chang for their constant support. Thank you to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. Thanks to the moderators for keeping this a safe space. I want to thank Adam for gifting the membership tonight that went to Jaskarin. I believe it went to Jaskarin. So yes, thank you very much, Adam, for that and for ensuring that we did not get shut out when it came to donations. On the way out, you can subscribe. You can like the video. You can still leave a late donation. You can leave a late membership gift. You can become a member yourself. You can upgrade your membership and if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Don't forget my shows this week, Wednesday and Thursday night at 11. Don't forget, I'm selling Canucks tickets. Send me an email to canuckclay@gmail.com. Thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss. And don't forget the Canucks are playing tomorrow night. So tomorrow night will be a live stream at 11 and a post-game live stream as well. Friends, thanks again for being here. Thanks for making this the best Canucks community here on YouTube. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, same time, same place. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And did you hear about the pony who couldn't sing in the choir today? Yes. He was a little hoarse. God bless and go Canucks go. Booyah.